So I haven't seen a lot of Black women share their experiences with the egg retrieval process. So that is if you want to have kids, planning to have kids, don't know if you want to have kids. I just haven't seen a lot of women sharing their experiences with the egg retrieval. So here's things that you may or may not know about the egg retrieval process. How many medications you'll be taking and why. So I'm one of those type of people. I'm gonna ask, like, what's actually in this medication? Like, what is it made for? I was on Menopur, Follistim, Gonal. I had a Pregnal trigger shot, and there was one other, a HCG shot. So I did do some research to see what's in Menopur. If y'all curious to know what it's actually made of, let me know. But either way, I didn't know I was going to be taking all these medications and what specifically they were for. I basically just got this long list. I ordered the medications and they came. Honestly, when I first got them, I was really, really shocked because I was just like, who's finna take all these medications? Like, who's finna, who's gonna be sticking with me with these meds? And thankfully, I have a loving husband who was with me and supported me throughout the entire process. But it is just like mentally, I think it can be a lot. So the needles themselves, they're not that bad. Like they're literally like that big. The thing that kind of threw me off was like in my package, it was like several different sizes of needles, and one of them was like really big, but it was really just to prepare the medication, not to actually inject yourself. The only medication that actually burned for me was Menopur, and I do think that is a typical medication throughout the process, so there's no way around that. The next thing I wasn't prepared for was the temporary weight gain. So I had been walking like 5 miles a day before I started. So when I actually got on the medications, I kept walking. But I want to say around day 8, it became difficult to walk because you can like literally feel your ovaries like jiggling a little bit. Like, I don't know, they be doing something in there, and it's really uncomfortable to walk. Additionally, you're probably going to see some weight gain. Like, I know I saw like 10-pound tip towards the end. I looked like I was about 6 months pregnant. I was low-key freaking out. But, you got to take one for the team. Another thing I learned is I see a lot of women on here and they say like their hormones were going crazy. They were emotional. I didn't really have that. Like, I like maybe got teary-eyed like 2 times, and I did know why though. Like, it wasn't like a random reason, So I do think that, you can or can't get emotional. I did have some cravings. So there's that. There are a lot of doctor's visits leading up to the end of it. Like, they want to check your follicles every day. That's also another thing. Like, your follicles you can have 15 follicles one month, and then the next month you'll have 21 follicles. So it's like, there's not a perfect time to do it. Also, just because they say, like in my case, I had, I think, 15 follicles showing, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's tried and true, because once they go in there, they'll actually be able to see what's going on. I could really do a part 2 of this, but the other thing is you don't know how many eggs you're going to retrieve. Like, when I say follicles, that means that you can potentially get 15 eggs, but typically out of those 15, all of them are going to be mature, which is a whole nother part, because just because you get your eggs retrieved doesn't mean like all of them are going to be good for an actual live baby to come out of it. So I've been on here for a while. Those are things that I got and I learned. A lot more though, but I will say that it was a very rewarding process. I'm glad that I did it. I have more peace of mind. Don't feel like I have to be rushing and racing to the finish, right? But yeah, there's my experience.